Let's talk about understanding the basics. Each of the applications in your Dataflow Workspace account will consist of four fundamental parts: tables, forms, objects, and reports. Tables are the most basic part of your application. Basically, you can think of a table as a place to hold a particular set or category of information. You might think of a table in terms of a spreadsheet, where you can have a grid of rows and columns, where each column represents a field and each row represents a record. In this example, we have a table designed to store a list of contacts. Here we have columns for first name, last name, company, phone, and email. These are the fields for your table. Each row represents a new contact or a record. Here's another table that's designed to store a list of events. Here we have fields for date, location, time, and description. Here's the event table with a few records. Essentially, a table is a set of fields that allow you to store a particular category of information. Here's what a table looks like in your Workspace account. Here's the contacts table, and here's the events table. Notice that what we're looking at here is a set of field names: date, description, location, and time. These four fields constitute your events table. Forms. When you look at the spreadsheet scenario, once you've set up your fields, or columns, you can start entering data into your table by adding a new row for each record. However, in your Workspace account, you will need to create a form for your table in order to be able to add records. Here's a form for entering records into the contacts table in your Workspace account. Here's a form for entering data into the events table. Once you've created a table, you'll be able to set up a form for the table you've created. And remember, you must set up a form in order to be able to enter data into a table. Objects. In the most simple terms, an object creates the ability for an application user to access and edit tables and forms. Once you've set up a table and created a form for that table, your next step will be to create an object that defines where your table shows up in your live application. When you create an object, it essentially becomes part of the application's navigation system, so that users can access and work with the data in the table associated with the object. Reports. Reports allow you to output information stored in tables in various ways, making it easy to look at records stored in a table from various perspectives. For instance, here's a list of events in the events table of an application. Note that there are events scheduled for two separate locations, and that we have fields to track the status of the event, as well as whether or not the deposit has been received for this event. You may want to create a report that shows you all the events at a single location that are confirmed and still require a deposit to be collected. Here's a report that shows all confirmed events that still require a deposit to be collected for the Tennessee Theater. Reports make it easy to see an instant snapshot of a specific set of records from a single table. So to summarize, we've just reviewed the four fundamental parts of the Dataflow Workspace application: tables, forms, objects, and reports. For now, just remember that in order for a user to be able to work with data in your application, first, there must be a table to store the data. Second, there must be a form set up in order to enter the data into the table. And third, there must be an object set up in order for the table to show up in the application's navigation system, which the user sees when they log in. Finally, you can create reports to output data in the way that you want to see it.